Well, as you know, I normally cover drones, but with Christmas coming, my wonderful wife has decided to buy me the new DJI Action 6. And, well, I did actually ask for it. But she said that I could have it early so I could do some videos for the channel. So in this one, I'm just going to do a quick unboxing. As you know, I'm about 2 weeks behind the curve. There's a lot of people who've already had their Action 6s because obviously they're sponsored by DJI. But I'm not sponsored by anybody, so you can rest assured that any videos that I am going to do on the DJI Action 6 are going to be what I actually think of the camera itself for its pros and cons, and not what DJI are sponsoring me to say. Now, I have used a number of action cameras over the years, especially for cycling and mountain biking. I've had GoPros, I've had the Insta360 1R, which is what I was using up until last week, and that gave up the ghost, which is another reason why I've gone for the Osmo Action 6. Plus, I've got the Insta360 Go 3S, which is a great camera, but it is lacking with the sensor size. So I needed something which I could use not only for YouTube, but obviously for mountain biking and cycling. And this is where this camera is going to come in. Now, obviously, I have done a bit of research on different cameras which are currently available, but this one seemed to be the best overall value for everything that I was looking for. Not only does it have the new 1/1.1 sensor, so it means that when I am filming outside, I don't have to take my Pocket 3, which I'm using now. I can just use that camera and do the cropping afterwards, so I can get the best of both worlds for vertical and horizontal footage for things like shorts. But obviously it comes with a great battery life, which is 4 hours. If you look at the GoPro Hero 13, that only comes in at 150 minutes. That's what, 2.5 hours. Whereas the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 gives you 180 minutes or 3 hours. Whereas the Action 6 comes in at 240 minutes or 4 hours. So for me, doing a long ride, that's going to be a massive difference, because it means that I haven't got to change the battery if I'm going out and I'm doing a 40, 50, 60 mile ride. Plus you've got the internal storage, which again is going to come in really handy, especially after having it on the DJI drone. So I know that if I do happen to leave my SD card at home after I've been editing some footage, there's going to be enough storage in the camera for me to record that day's ride. Now, this is not going to be a full-on review of the camera itself. This is just going to be a quick unboxing of the enhanced combo setup, just so you can see exactly what you get for your money. For me, it did seem to be the best value for what I wanted, with the extra battery and the selfie stick. The other reviews coming on, like I said, full review of it, what settings to change, are going to come in the next week or so, once I've played about with a bit more and got used to the camera and how it operates. Anyway, I'm just going to crack on now and do the unboxing. And before I forget, I'm not sponsored, as you know, so if you could do the like and subscribe thing, that would be great. And then it'll show my wife that buying me this for Christmas was really worthwhile. So that'd be great, thanks. So as I said, you can see that I've got the enhanced combo, and then looking on the back, it's got the standard features. It says that it's got the new 1/1.1 inch sensor. It's also got the variable aperture of f2.0 to f4.0. Now, that apparently doesn't work in the way that I was expecting it to. It's more to do with the sensor size itself and the amount of light coming in. But I'm going to cover that in a different video once I've done a little bit more research. It's not the same apparently as when you've got a normal camera where you can adjust the aperture. It is slightly different. So as I said, I'm going to cover that when I know more about it. And then on top of that, you've got the 4-hour battery life, which I covered a little bit earlier on, which is considerably more than you're going to get on the GoPro Hero 13 and the Ace Pro 2. I've also got the direct connection for the microphones. Now, this is another reason why I went for the Osmo Action 6. Now, because I got the DJI Mini mic and the mic 2, it's going to be a lot easier for me to connect through to this camera than it is one of the other action cameras. So everything's just going to be a lot easier and simpler for me. And that's what I like, a simple, easy life. Plus, we've got the 50GB internal storage, which, as far as I know, this is the only action camera, apart from the Action 5, which does that. The GoPro and the Insta360 don't give you internal storage on their flagship cameras. So having that inside the camera is going to be a bit of a benefit. And then you've got the 20 meters waterproof. Great if you go in scuba diving. For me, it's not going to make any difference because my days as a rescue diver, a rescue scuba diver, are well and truly over since I had a fright at 120 feet down in a quarry. So those days are well and truly gone. But what I've always found is I can never get the settings right on the cameras to get the results that I want. So that's not going to make much of a difference to me. Now it's just going to be mountain biking in Wales where the waterproofing is going to come into its own. Okay, so first things first, let's just open the box. Okay, so let's go on for the accessories. I'm not going to wax lyrical over the quality of the box because it's just a box. I know some people go on about that. So we've got our silica gel, do not eat. Good job they advised me because that's what I was planning to do first thing. We got 2 of the lock-in screws, so that's basically standard for any sort of action camera. You got your USB-C cable, this is 2 mounts for the bottom of the camera. Now apparently you don't need to have the mounts on the side anymore like you did with some of the other cameras, because obviously you can just go in and you can adjust the orientation in post-production if you want to. That's the whole idea of having the 1/1.1 inch sensor. It allows a lot more flexibility in post. So you've got 2 of those. You've got your various stickers and manual, which I'm probably never going to read. These things I never really knew what they're for, but apparently they spacers, so if you do have a camera which is slightly loose, you can just put that on the inside and that's going to take up a little bit of space. So it's a bit of extra information for you. And then this is just going to be the battery case. If I can get into it, from the top. Yeah, so that's the battery case, and in this model it just comes with the 2 batteries of 1950 milliamp hours. But obviously a space for a third. So on the front of the case you've got the 3 little indicator lights, and that's just going to show you, I'm guessing, how much charge is in the battery. So but I'll check it out during the course of the video. And then you've got your USB-C on the side. And then also in the box I've got the selfie stick. So again, just, oh, that's quite firm. So again, just a normal sort of selfie stick. It has got a 1/4 inch mounter on the bottom, so that's going to be useful for tripods. That comes off. And then just says DJI Action on the side. Nice rubberized grip, but no more than you'd expect from any other sort of selfie stick. So just move on to the camera itself, the Action 6. Like I said, it's the first time I've had a DJI Action cam. I've always had the other makes, so I don't really know what to expect other than what I've seen on various YouTube videos. So it seems to be a similar sort of size to other action cameras like the GoPro and the Insta360 A series. It has got like a rubberized feel to it, which I didn't really expect that, so it does feel quite nice and secure. And there we've got the lens itself. Field of view 155, f 2.0 to 4.0, and 1/1.1 as we expected. See what this one is here. So pull that across, pull down. Well, that's just going to be your charging hub going in there. Let's close that back up. And I'm guessing this is going to be your battery compartment. So it's push down and push up. Yeah, oh, more silica gel. Just getting hungry again. Still do not eat. So battery compartment and your micro SD slot. And then batteries. Cross, push up. Oops. Let's switch it on. Oh, right, there we go. English. I'll skip that because I'll do that later on. Update that in a moment. and then it's just going to have an introduction of what to do. So press the shutter record button to take photos and record. Swipe left and right, up and down. I'll go through all the sensors and how it operates in a separate video, just so you can see exactly what you need to do once it comes out of the box. So obviously that's the rear screen, and then turn it over and the front screen as well in colour. So the mount, just go in and clip in on the side, and just push those out to lock them in securely, and that's not going anywhere, and then pull off. Now a friend of mine has got the Action 4, so I'll see if I can borrow that off him over the next week as well, and I'll try and do a comparison between the Action 4 and the Action 6, just to see if you have got the Action 4, if it is a worthwhile upgrade. Experience has taught me if you go in something just one level up, it's very rarely it is a worthwhile upgrade, but from a 4 to a 6 it may be worthwhile. But like I said, I'll try and get that borrowed off him over the next couple of days and see where we go with that. Okay, so that seems to be about it, what you're going to get in this package, which is the essential combo. So you've got your selfie stick, your cables, your mounts, your locking screws, the camera, and some spacers. Okay, that's that then. If you found it useful, as I said, if you could do the like and subscribe and the notification bell. I am planning on taking this out now over the next few days, getting more familiar with it, going through the settings, exactly what it can do and can't do, and those videos are going to be posted up over the next week. So all that remains for me to say is thanks for watching again. Like I said, please do the like and subscribe thing. It'll be greatly appreciated. And then maybe she can buy me something else for my birthday, which is going to be quite expensive as well. So anyway, thanks for that, and I'll catch you again in a few days. So thanks very much. Bye.